Agent 69 speaking. You may have recognized my voice, but not my name. That's why I'm here. I'll explain why I decided to legally change my name alongside my line of work. It all started when IO Interactive started working on the James Bond video game, leaving yours truly to become a freelance assassin. However, they've been kind enough to offer me the game, which is Hitman 3, which now also includes Hitman 1 and 2 under the name World of Assassination. So, much obliged, IOE. The Freelancer update is free for whomever owns a copy of Hitman 3, and also comes with a small trailer that explains how it works, but it's only useful because they say the magic words.
So choose wisely.
Instead, I'm going to walk you through my first steps as a freelancer in my sexy voice, so you can finally stop simping for Miss Burnwood and start simping for me instead. This is my new safe house. I bought it with legit money, Diana's mommy money. In fact, she's the one who unlocks its rooms. Bummer. It's quite empty now, just like my soul, although it can become just as beautiful as Hitman's levels as I progress. But enough talk. I decided to start a freelance campaign. The ICA can't provide me with anything since I'm on my own, and since this is a roguelike mode, each campaign is randomized. Granted, there's usually at least one person to send to Kingdom Come, but the optional objectives are the ones who matter the most. To me anyway. They are worth more than the main objective, and that's how freelancer mode is different from the base game. The target could be anyone, anywhere, so improvise is much more of a word to go by this time around. Aside from that, I can still complete the job in any way I please, be it a push, a clean shot, an explosion, an accident, whatever I find suitable. I selected the Organist as my starting campaign and picked Sapienza as my first destination among the three, as I thought its optional objectives were easier for a newbie like myself. No damage, killing the main target with a throwable lethal weapon, and knocking guards out without being seen. My only equipment being a non-silenced handgun, I needed to find something more to comply. I started frolicking through the nearby cemetery since I hang around graves often, and I soon found my weapon of choice, a screwdriver, a very common tool to find attached to people's necks when I'm around. Before long, I used my wall-like assassin spider sense to spot a useful crate right inside these walls. My investigation brought me in the sewers, where I bludgeoned with a shovel 2 people. The last one was a guard, so I counted towards my optional objective, and I stole his clothes too. I found the crate, which asked me in Diana's voice to grab one of the 3 tools, and I chose the fish, and picked up a crowbar on my way out. Even though I looked mafioso enough in the new cosplay, the mansion's guards wouldn't let me pass through, so I snuck inside thanks to my average Assassin's Creed knowledge. Up top were 2 mafiosi. I threw one the fish and shook the other, but the mafioso I fished didn't count, so I just cosplayed as another guard to sneak better. I saw my target and seized the opportunity. The screwdriver went flying into her throat, and I said, nice, since 2 objectives out of 4 were completed. I ran back inside and noticed that reality truly hits like a brick when I threw one to another mafioso's face, and completed the last 2 objectives as I escaped Italy undamaged and fishy. With a grand total of 2700 mercies, I still couldn't buy a thing, because you can only buy things while in missions, but I could stash a few things I brought from Sapienza. Guns mainly, but no fish. Diana also tried to gift me something random, but I eventually booked my flight to Colorado early. Optional objectives were harder this time: poison, a tranquilizer gun, or an axe. Items I could only find throughout the level, or in the hands of a friendly trader. Their inventories are also randomized. In fact, this dumbass didn't have what I needed, so I bought nothing from him, disguised myself as a militia, and fucking died because Colorado sucks ass. Dying in a campaign only means that that particular mission failed, not the entire campaign. The aftermath of failure though is that my money was halved, my equipment I have on myself was lost, and the last mission had a lot of people much more worried about my presence. In fact, I died there too. But I started over right away. I chose this other random campaign because Italy, and spawned dead. I'm kidding. This objective played out almost exactly like last one in Sapienza, and the following destination was Berlin, where I choked a biker and became his persona, killed another biker for the lols, knocked out a courier in order to steal his money, and made a small mess when I managed to sedate one of my targets. I survived with only a few bullet holes and the weight of several innocent German lives on my hands, as the target survived my sloppy attempt at sedating him in the crowd. I ran across the level though, to find my other target, but couldn't find a reliable way of climbing to the upper floors. I then accidentally knocked out a guard loudly, and this attracted another guard who was unaccidentally my target, whom I accidentally killed. Gaming. I returned to the first surviving target and tried to explode him to pieces, you know, like he deserved. but didn't manage to. Instead, he ran in a crowded spot where I executed him with a pistol, completing my objective and accessing the last challenge. I flew to the Elves Gale. I flew to Scotland and found out its optional objectives weren't inaccessible. In the last mission of a campaign, the target needs to be identified first. Diana spots a handful of potential targets, but it's up to me to find the right one via physical clues and tell traits. In this case, my target wore glasses, a necklace, earrings, and had grey hair, but they were also a smoker, a bookworm, and someone with scheduled secret meetings. I needed to thoroughly observe each of the suspects, but first, I needed to get down. Santa left a crate for me, and I purposefully chose the least useful item in there. Then, dishonored my way down one floor to seek a better opportunity at not making my body some sexy Swiss cheese, and made fun of the enemy AI. My new disguise works so nicely I'm not even swapping back to my house clothes. I re-dishonored my way upwards to complete the optional objective and find a funny way out of this predicament. Shockingly, a guard died, and I choked the other one among its muffled screams calling me daddy for some reason I don't understand. Now to spot the actual target among the suspects. Conveniently as it is not to result sus while pointing a camera directly at a person, if I had failed one of the previous operations, all the suspects would have been wary, no matter my disguise. I followed my first suspect as he met with another suspect in a secret meeting. Since he already was a perfect match in his physical appearance, I could now tell he matched with at least one of the other traits, and the same went for the second suspect he was speaking to. I planned on stalking the second target, as I also planned changing my alias's name too, from Tobias Reaper to Tobias Raping. I encountered a third suspect. The woman started eating when she could easily smoke, but this meant nothing. For the time being, though, I focused on the third suspect and stalked him too. He, on the other hand, started smoking as soon as he went out again. Another tell, but looped around without arousing my suspicion any further. Time for stalking the fourth and last suspect, whom again was a perfect physical match, but not a smoker, nor an individual with interest in making shady exchanges. I wasn't back to square one, though. I retraced my first suspect just in time to witness another of his shady secret meetings. I caught him red-handed Doraemoning a book from his magic pocket while I was blending in the crowd like in Assassin's Creed, and sure as day, he also started smoking soon after. A 100% match. I waited for him to be alone and thought it was nice to squash his head with a freaking cannonball, but I was kinda noticed and he didn't even bite the dust, so I took out the assault rifle that came with the eerie guard disguise and forced a couple of 5.56 bullets to make friends with the target's brain. I escaped unharmed, not unarmed, feeling the nice Scottish breeze on my countenance, having successfully brought down an entire syndicate by myself. It felt nice. Diana unlocked the bathroom in my own house, so I could finally shit myself like a normal human being, which I'm not, instead of never taking a dump ever. I guess in my free time I'll sit there and stream Hitman Freelancer mode to my Twitch audience, so be sure to follow me there. I mean Twitch, not the bathroom. If you want to buy Hitman World of Assassination, again, it's all 3 complete Hitman games for the price of 1. I suggest you use the link in the description as it will help this guy out by a lot. Speaking of description, there are a lot more links in there, such as Humble Bundle that gets you PC games, books and software bundles for a low price that goes to charities. Or the tipping link, so you'll be featured at the end of the video just like the upcoming names. Special thanks to Oka, Count von Fersen, Connor, Factory Expert, Rickrun, the Twitch subs, and IO Interactive. Agent 60 Nice, signing off.